Yo, right here in the small box. Let's go ahead and have some fun. As you can see, we got the Ville in front of us, so you know we're going to be talking some good ish, all right? Let's go ahead and get started, man. Lock in. Let's go. Yo, you, right here in the small box, Welcome back to Flex Mob Reactions, only on the Flex Mob Network. I'm Flex. Welcome back to the channel. Is the game using Kendrick Lamar's name for promo of his project? Yes. Yes. Next video. I'm kidding. But no, we're going to talk about it a little bit. The game spoke to Kendrick before dropping his mixtape. This man needed to go and get confirmation before he was allowed to do what he needed to do. And you know what? I'm not, that doesn't irk me. That doesn't bother me. At least you're covering your bases. I feel like because of what's attached to his name right now, it's kind of shaky for him. But you got to remember, when we talk about how a lot of artists out there are using certain situations to push their project, that's technically a form of marketing. I call it dirty marketing. Okay, just like we have dirty macking, that's dirty marketing. Okay. So we got the Ville. Let's go ahead and get started and lock in. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the video. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the reaction. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when I drop my videos or when I'm live, like right now. And let's lock in, bro. Let's go.
So it looks like the rumors were true. It does seem that the game was taking aim at Kendrick Lamar. There was speculation if he was or not. But after the new developments, it looks like the game had reached out to Topdawg and Kendrick before releasing this mixtape. There was a lot of back and forth. If the game was actually getting at Kendrick this way, was he doing it on purpose? Was he subbing him on purpose? And it got to the point where game had to respond. The game had went on Instagram to respond about the situation.
Marlon said he doesn't support Diddy. That's crazy. Oh, look, the same dude that shouted out Diddy and R. Kelly. Crazy, ain't it?
Situation. After people were questioning if he was dissing Kendrick Lamar or not, he said that y'all are reaching. If I got a problem with somebody, you ain't gonna need to guess. Secondly, y'all fans write anybody that the internet tells y'all to. It ain't a rapper in this soft industry who wants smoke. They know, and any fan who know my body of work know. Merry Xmas, ho, ho, ho. Now, the problem with this response is that it's very passive-aggressive, which would also confuse a lot of people by what you're saying. You're responding to the people questioning if you are dissing Kendrick or not, and you're saying, if I got a problem with somebody, you will know. And then talking about his fans, saying that they only ride with him because the internet tells them to, and not because of the skill set or not because of the talent. Again, I feel like this response isn't clear.
Yo, read what Tiny just said. The game is confusing the hell out of me. I don't understand what he's doing. This is what happens when you chase a moment and you're not capturing an audience. With what he's doing with this project, throwing subs out there, throwing jabs out there, this and this person, this and that person. That's not longevity, bro. That's not how you build longevity. How you build longevity is from the studio. That's where you're supposed to build it. How you going to market it is up to you. But the fact that we're talking about the drama attached to the project, attached to the album, more than talking about the actual album, you already know this album is not going to last. And that's the biggest problem with a lot of artists. They'd rather stick to the T, okay? They'd rather stick to the T than actually push their music. And you know what? If you want tea, go fill up your cup. But if you want your music to chart, if you want your music to work, you got more work to do. And if you can't understand the difference between the two, we got a problem.
In the air at all. Also saying that there's no rapper in this soft industry that wants the smoke from you. When you say that, you're also including Kendrick in that conversation. while also responding to these Kendrick rumors. I think the game's passive aggressive responses is what leaves a lot of confusion and a lot of people upset at the same time. Now, there has been Kendrick affiliates, people associated with TDE that had spoke on the matter. Hidda J3 was trying to clear the air and say that none of this was a diss, that rap is supposed to be competitive, end of story. And at the end of the day, despite all of the passive aggressiveness, I think what the game is trying to say is that he wasn't dissing Kendrick. However, it didn't stop other people affiliated with Kendrick from responding.
Yo, first of all, yo, Josh, when you start getting jokes like this, bro, he's making a mockumentary. That's hilarious.
MacWap from TDE had actually responded to the situation, also questioning what the game is actually doing.
So now let's see, man. I'm hearing Game dissing a homie. Hey, Game, you already know what time it is, bro. You better stop it. You better stop it, bro.
Back to what I'm saying, the way that the game is handling these responses, I don't think it's helping at all. I don't think it's creating the perfect explanation to why you're doing what you're doing. If you're doing it in a competitive nature, that's fine. But the way that you're wording things is making it seem like you're upset. And again, it seems like you're dissing also within this response.
That's what happens when you go down the route of drama. Drama brings out emotions, especially through arguments. So if you're going to sit there and argue all the time, cool. You know, give us the kind of tea that we want to drink. But don't be surprised when we only talk about the tea and not the product. There's a flaw in your idea, in your marketing. There's a big flaw, and it's the music. Think about it. If the music was that good, would we be here for the music or for the tea? Bro, some of these artists out here, they only creating all this drama as if it's a, what do you call them joints? What do you call them joints again? Like Love Island and all them? I don't know. I can't believe I forgot the name or the terminology for it, but you understand what I'm saying. Like reality TV, there you go. You're only out here creating reality TV with your album attached to it and giving people a moment to stick to. Ain't that crazy? When we talk about moments, the same way how when Aubrey was talking to Elliot Wilson and he was talking about Kendrick and how he's making moments. A lot of artists nowadays, they're making moments and not making music for real. That's a problem.
Compton and your Compton, not the same Compton. You know that. You get what I'm saying? So relax with all that. If you trying to play with the homie name, don't do that. We both know not to. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell?
Again, MacWap says this, explaining that their Compton isn't the same Compton. Now, in the full video, MacWap is going to explain how he knows people that the game grew up with, how Kendrick knows people that the game grew up with. They're all from the same area. They're all from the same place. And they grew up with people that have known each other. Basically saying we shouldn't have no problems because we all know each other. This isn't the right move at all.
You're not him, bro. Feel me? K-Dot, call that man, get that verse or something. This is how he be acting when K-Dot don't give him a verse or something. That's probably what it was. Like, that's when Drake got mad, K-Dot didn't want to hop on the song. Like, niggas be getting mad at the homie because niggas don't be getting that verse. Who the big homie now? Wow.
And I think that's crazy, right? Because the whole time that the game...
Yo, sitting there saying, who the big homie now? Is crazy.
...has been talking, doing these press runs. He's been talking about Kendrick like he's a little bro, that he's the little homie. And MacWap is saying, well, it looks like he's not the little homie anymore. If you're really going to do anything with Kendrick, you might as well just do a feature with him. But maybe it's because he doesn't want to do the feature is why you're upset. And you're taking aim at him on this mixtape this way. But it doesn't end there, because once you thought that it was going to get crucial, Compton AD from the community had decided to break the narrative, decided to go on the record and say that they know people that know the game, they're in group chats with them, and went online to say that the game had sent Kendrick and Topdawg the mixtape before it came out to let them know that there's no trouble.
We are all connected to the source. We are... And who made the project is in our group chat every day.
Yes.
Telling us what's going on. Telling us what happened. What happened behind the scenes. So I'm trying to let you know the narrative before it jumps out there that...
You wanna see how incredible this is? How one album with all this tea creates this whole episode of drama? This is reality TV done through the internet, basically. We have different platforms giving their own different point of views as if they're sitting down with each other in one digital room. And we're just witnessing an episode of them talking about the same thing, which is the game album. That's how I see it. Now, I might be confusing the way I worded it, but basically what I'm saying is that all these different sources that got their own thing to say about this one thing. I see it as all of them in one room in front of their own laptops arguing with each other about this project and the controversy around it. Like I said, is the game using Kendrick Lamar's name to promote his album? Yes. Is it working? Technically speaking, if we're looking at the optics in front of us, yes. Now, is it going to work? No. Like, think about it. Is it working as intended in terms of getting an audience to gravitate to this thing? Yes. Is it going to work in terms of this pushing album units or pushing streams, if you really want that? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. We don't care. We don't know a single song off this album. To this day, I haven't listened to the album. I don't know which song you dissed him on. I didn't even see the album cover. Was that the album cover beside him in that one little clip at the Ville just showed? My point is, I have no interest. I got zero interest, but I'm here for the tea. I'm here for the drama, right? I'm here for the drama and tea behind the music, right? Jesus.
He's dissing him.
Well, that's what I said.
They have somebody that's in the know that could clear the air about this conversation.
They heard it before it even came out and all that type of shit. They need to know that.
Yeah. Well, look, I wasn't going to tell them that. I know that was...
Well, you got to diffuse it. We got to put the fucker out.
All right, well, if that's the case, they sent it to Dot and Top and all them, before they even dropped the project.
And what does that tell you? I'm going to let him finish. But what that tells me is that the game didn't want Kendrick or TDE to think that he was actually taking aim at them the way that people thought. He wanted to say his name. He wanted to use his name on the records, references, metaphors, however you want to spin it. Whether you think it was negative, whether you think it was just to talk about something, he didn't want them to get the idea that he was dissing them. But if you have to send it to somebody, then that means that you know that it could have been taken the wrong way. You know that it could have been taken out of context. And the way that the game is responding so passive aggressively, it's almost as if he knew the backlash he would receive if he used Kendrick's name in this context, despite reaching out to them. But for sure, we could confirm he didn't want them to think that he was crossing any line or stepping over anybody's toes.
But I felt like that was confidential. I need to say that on the fire.
Got to put the fire out.
All right. That's not a fire, though.
Damn.
I don't feel like everybody is like, oh, this is a diss.
Hey,
this,
simmer down, bro. Why you so mad?
That definitely was confidential, but it was starting to get people to think.
See, Jordan, I love that question. I love that question so much. The question is, after all this promo, how many units is he going to sell? That's such a lovely question. That's such a lovely question. In moments like this is when we are curious about the units sold. In moments like this is where we turn into DJ Academics when that first week number come in. We're going to see how many units is going to sell. And I hope it's going to be 5 figures. Let's make that clear right now. I hope it's going to be 5 figures for sure. If not, then we got a problem, right? And what's the problem? Everything I've been saying in this video, literally.
Differently. There was a lot of confusion, and the way that the game was responding was not helping. If anything, it was probably making it worse. And that's another thing too, right? Why didn't the game just say that he had talked to Dot before he released the mixtape? Why does he have to double down and talk about his fans only liking him because of the internet? Why does he still have to say that there's not a rapper in the industry who wants smoke with him? You see what I'm saying? You see how confusing it seems to the public when you talk this way, but then you're messaging them in private, telling...
It's confusing because there was no plan. If there was a plan, it wouldn't be confusing. If there was a layout to how this is going to look, it wouldn't be confusing. There was no plan. Plain and simple. He thought he can just drop, diss a couple dudes, and it's going to be cool. You don't understand the weight to the people that you dissed. And now you look suspicious. And now you got to double back and tell people, oh, nah, it wasn't even like that, because there was no plan. There was no plan. Zero. And the proof is in the pudding right there. It's in front of you. Look at all the confusion in front of us. If this was a good rollout, would we be confused? No. So was this a bad rollout? Yes. That's all it is. That's all it ever going to be. It wasn't good. Terrible.
telling them not to worry about it. It's all good. It's all competitive. And I believe that it's all competitive. Rap is supposed to be competitive, but that means that we were right the whole time and that he was taking aim at Kendrick. If you had to reach out to them, that confirms that you were.
Because you see people getting mad at game and saying all kind of. So I just want you to put it out there. Hey man, it's good.
No, but I'm never the one that's gonna say like we have private conversations and bring it on the chat.
You're one of the voices, the major voices. So you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
But I can say I got confirmation that he ain't dissing them.
Okay, you gotta do it.
But I ain't gotta say, well, he told us this and they sent it.
No, yes you do.
This and that.
Again, people could think that the game was upset. He probably thought that everybody was taking it out of context. It seems like he's more upset that people think that he's dissing Kendrick when he went out his way to tell them that he wasn't gonna diss him. Before he released the mixtape, he had to hit them up and let them know straight up ahead of time, and that he was taking aim at Kendrick to begin with. Now, we don't know what Kendrick said. We don't know what topdawg said.
It don't matter.
However, and I think the way that the game responded to things was not helping. He could say whatever he wants. He could think whatever he wants. To each his own. If you think you're better than the next man, so be it. That's how you feel. But again, the public is what decides who is the best, who is running things, who's the number one, who's the king of the West, whatever. The people decide that. But without a doubt, I do believe that the game did use Kendrick, did use his name to build momentum for his album, to promote his album, to promote this mixtape. It definitely got everybody talking, and it definitely led to a different place. But I don't think there's real animosity to worry about if he's still contacting Kendrick on the side. I don't think there's any real problems to worry about. Again, like Hitter J3 said, this is all competitive nature. Rap is supposed to be competitive. And if the game is hitting up Kendrick, I'm sure it's because he doesn't.
What's going on? Oh, wow. Look, all I got to say is I stand on what I said when it comes to the rollout and everything. I call it all BS. You're using his name for sure. Confusing the audience. It didn't work. All the things that you were trying to do didn't work. Everything that you were trying to do didn't work. See, okay, we got a problem. Everything you were trying to do, it didn't work. That's all it is. That's all it is. This wasn't good. I don't think you're going to do well in units sold, if I'm going to be completely honest. So I hope you didn't spend too much on this because it's not going to work. Sorry, not sorry. That's just what it is. Simple.